People usually live in box-shaped places where they do everyday things like sleeping, eating, and using the bathroom. But sometimes people live in really unusual spots all over the world. Here are 20 of the weirdest places where people actually live, from the coldest place on Earth to a tiny nation floating in the middle of the sea. Hanging Temple of Hengshan. The Hanging Temple is a popular tourist spot near Datong in Jiangxi Province, China. It's quite unusual because it's been built 246 feet above the ground. This adds some excitement to the daily worship there, though nowadays it's more of a historic site and a tourist attraction. The temple, which is 1,500 years old, is famous for hanging off the side of a cliff. It's the only place in China where you can find a mix of Taoism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. Even though it looks precarious, the structure is firmly fixed to the cliff with large oak beams inserted into holes in the rock. It's been standing there for over 1,500 years, so it's probably pretty safe, but I wouldn't recommend jumping around on it. Crocodiles, floating village situated in Cambodia's Siem Reap region, is Southeast Asia's largest freshwater lake, the Tonle Sap Lake. Not only is it abundant in fish, but it's also home to a significant number of people. Surprisingly, over 1 million people live on this lake, mostly on houseboats floating on its surface. This is due to the lake's rich fish population, boasting over 200 different species and being one of the world's most bountiful fishing grounds. Various smaller inhabited areas dot the lake, forming distinct villages like Crocodiles. Here, about 1,000 families reside and make a living on the water. However, these communities face exploitation from the tourist industry, which often treats them as spectacles for visitors without offering any meaningful interaction or benefits in return. Despite this exploitation, people indeed call this unique floating village home. The coldest city in the world. Yakutsk holds the title of the coldest city on Earth. Situated in the Siberian region of Russia, temperatures here regularly plunge below -44 degrees Fahrenheit. Quite chilly to say the least. But what's even more astounding is that it can get even colder. The lowest temperature ever recorded in Yakutsk was a bone-chilling -83.9 degrees Fahrenheit back in February 1987. With about 300,000 residents, Yakutsk faces extreme challenges when winter arrives. Even a thick coat isn't always enough to combat the cold. Located around 280 miles south of the Arctic Circle, daily life becomes incredibly difficult during the winter months. Simple tasks become nearly impossible. Wearing glasses? Forget it. They'll freeze to your face. Driving. Cars need to run constantly because once they stop, they won't start again until the weather improves. And forget about liquid milk. It comes in solid blocks. To add to the challenge, Yakutsk experiences extreme daylight variations. In winter, there's only about 4 hours of daylight, while in summer, it's bright for around 21 hours a day. This extreme environment makes Yakutsk truly unique and exceptionally challenging to live in. Kuba Pedy. In the heart of the Australian outback lies a place where the extraordinary becomes ordinary. Kuba Pedy is an opal mining town located in the South Australian desert, approximately an 8-hour drive from Adelaide in the south or Alice Springs to the north. Unlike typical towns, Kuba Pedy is unique. It's mostly hidden underground. Many of its residents live in dugouts, cave-like dwellings carved into the earth, shielding them from the extreme temperatures of the desert. With little vegetation and occasional wildlife like snakes, life above ground can be challenging. However, these underground homes offer refuge from the blistering heat and freezing cold. Despite its harsh surroundings, Kuba Pedy is a place filled with life and character. Its inhabitants, out of sheer necessity, have adapted to a different way of life. They are resourceful problem solvers, carving out a living in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Kuba Pedy stands as a testament to human resilience and ingenuity in the face of adversity.
Hallstatt, China. Hallstatt, known as one of Austria's most picturesque villages, has a surprising counterpart in China. Yes, you heard that right, a complete replica of the ancient European village exists in China's Guangdong province. It's quite bizarre, but it seems that China has a knack for recreating famous landmarks from around the world. This trend isn't limited to Hallstatt. There are full-scale replicas of various landmarks, from the Sphinx to the Eiffel Tower and even Venetian canals. The original Hallstatt, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has stood in Austria for centuries, exuding a fairy tale charm. However, the replica in China was built relatively recently, in 2012. Despite its young age, the replica somehow manages to evoke a sense of history. It's a bit surreal to find oneself transported to an Austrian mountain in the heart of China. Yet people do indeed live here. The idea behind creating this replica was to offer properties to wealthy Chinese individuals who couldn't acquire real estate in the original Austrian town. What are your thoughts on this peculiar phenomenon? Are there any famous places you'd like to see replicated in your town? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Setenil de las Bodegas. Nestled in the southern Spanish region of Andalusia, Setenil de las Bodegas is a captivating and unique destination. It is one of the renowned white villages or pueblos blancos distinguished by the uniform white paint adorning all of the buildings. However, this village stands out for more than just its color. Setenil de las Bodegas boasts houses constructed into the sides of rock cliffs, providing natural protection from the scorching sun. The overhang of the cliff creates shaded terraces in front of many buildings, offering respite from the heat. The rock's temperature itself provides a more regulated and comfortable climate compared to the unforgiving sun. While people do reside in these houses, the village's charm has made it a popular destination for tourists, possibly diluting what one might consider a truly authentic experience. Nevertheless, its beauty remains undeniable. The tunnels of Bucharest. In the capital city of Romania, Bucharest, a startling reality exists beneath the surface. Hundreds of people, including an estimated 1,100 children, live in the city's sewers. This underground world emerged after the closure of orphanages following the fall of the Soviet Union, leaving a generation of children homeless. Forced to fend for themselves, they sought refuge underground, where many more have since joined them. Living in the sewers is a dire situation born out of desperation. Many residents are drug addicts with no alternative living options. Despite their plight, there is minimal assistance available. While some charities provide basic medical care, the government neglects these marginalized and forgotten individuals, offering no support or solutions. Freedom Cove. Floating off the coast of Tofino in British Columbia is Freedom Cove, a remarkable homestead project created by artists Catherine King and Wayne Adams. Established in 1992, this forested patch of eco-land features greenhouses, small buildings, and whimsical off-grid contraptions. It's a vibrant oasis equipped with essentials like an art gallery, dance floor, and even a lighthouse, powered by solar panels and a generator. Living off-grid in this teal and fuchsia paradise, a 45-minute boat ride from the nearest town, isn't for the faint-hearted. It demands significant effort to maintain. Yet, King and Adams find fulfillment and peace in this unconventional lifestyle, believing in the rewards of self-sufficiency and harmony with nature. Elide Island. Nestled in the remote wilderness of Iceland lies Elide Island, home to one of the most peculiar-looking houses on our list. This house appears as though it's been plucked straight from the pages of a storybook, perched in the center of this oddly green island. Over the years, numerous rumors and tales have circulated about this mysterious place. However, the truth is far less captivating. Elide Island was once a favored spot for puffin hunting, and the house served as a lodge for enthusiasts back in 1953. Despite rumors suggesting otherwise, the house isn't a secret hideaway for millionaires, religious fanatics, or even the famous Icelandic singer Björk. Today, only members of hunting associations are permitted to use the lodge, making it off limits to the general public. So while the house may evoke intrigue with its remote location and enigmatic appearance, its story is grounded in a more mundane reality. Cliff Village. Situated in China, this small village, whose name I won't attempt to pronounce, is famously perched on a cliff, standing a staggering 2,600 feet high. Thanks to the internet, it has become a widely recognized tourist attraction in recent years. In the past, the village was home to residents living in extreme poverty, teetering on the edge of existence. Scaling the cliff to reach home was a perilous journey, once only accessible via precarious rattan ladders. Though improvements have been made, with the local government investing in a new steel ladder in 2016, the ascent remains a daunting task. The new ladder boasts 2,556 steps, stretching nearly 2 miles long, and cost approximately $150,000 to build. While intended to enhance safety for villagers, it has also turned the village into a hotspot for social media enthusiasts seeking thrilling videos. Safety is paramount, especially when selfie sticks are in play. But imagine the daily life of those who call this cliffside village home. The thought of reaching the bottom only to realize you've left your wallet behind is enough to make one shudder. Drina River House. Imagine a house that looks like it's been gently deposited on a tiny island in the middle of a river, a storybook home come to life. That's the Drina River House in Serbia. The story of this unique house begins in the summer of 1968 when a group of friends, after a swim, sought refuge on a rocky island in the river. Finding the rocks uncomfortable, they decided to make the spot cozier by laying down planks of wood for seating and shelter from the sun. The following summer, a young man took the idea further and began building a more permanent structure. With the help of friends, materials were transported by kayak, and slowly but surely the house began to take shape. However, the Drina River is known for its wild and unpredictable nature, and it washed away the house 6 times. Undeterred, each time the house was rebuilt stronger than before. Despite the challenges, this little house in the middle of the river gained fame, attracting thousands of visitors who marveled at its uniqueness. Today it's celebrated and admired around the world, a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring power of nature. Santuario Madonna della Corona. Perched over 2,000 feet above sea level, the Santuario Madonna della Corona in Italy is a truly remarkable sight. Built into the vertical face of a cliff, it almost seems suspended in mid-air. However, it's firmly anchored to a narrow rock shelf on Mount Baldo. Accessing the sanctuary is quite the adventure, with only a narrow path from below and a street from above leading to it. Originally intended as a refuge for holy men seeking solitude and reflection, the site eventually evolved into a place of pilgrimage for all seeking peace and contemplation. Despite the challenges and upheavals of the 20th century, the sanctuary has endured and continues to provide a quiet retreat for visitors and pilgrims, offering a serene escape from the bustling world below. Mount Fanjing. To reach Mount Fanjing in China's southwestern Wuling mountain range, adventurers must ascend over 8,000 steps, a daunting journey, just to glimpse its extraordinary temples. Perched atop the natural rock spire known as the Red Cloud's Golden Peak, these small Buddhist temples boast a history spanning over 500 years. One can only wonder how the original temples were constructed on such a sheer mountainside, as it remains a mystery to this day. The effort required to transport materials up this steep slope is unimaginable, yet somehow it was accomplished. In more recent times, the temples have been rebuilt with stronger materials to withstand the harsh conditions and strong winds at such altitudes. Today, Mount Fanjing is a favorite spot for drone enthusiasts, allowing us all to marvel at its beauty without enduring the arduous climb ourselves. Al-Hajara, located in Yemen, stands as a testament to both ancient architecture and the resilience of its people. Constructed in the 12th century, this small town served as a crucial fortification during Yemen's occupation by the Ottoman Empire. The unique aspect of Al-Hajara lies in its integration with the surrounding mountains. The homes, fortified and multi-storied, were built directly into the rugged terrain, showcasing a blend of defensive strategy and architectural innovation. With no windows in the lower parts of the buildings, residents were provided protection against potential invaders. The durability of Al-Hajara's structures, crafted from the very rocks of the mountains, underscores the wisdom and engineering prowess of its builders. Despite the passage of centuries, these ancient fortifications remain standing, preserving not just the physical structures but also the history and culture of the region. Al-Hajara stands as a living testament to the enduring spirit of its inhabitants and their ability to thrive in harmony with their environment. Meteora Monasteries. The Meteora Monasteries in Greece stand as remarkable examples of human ingenuity and spiritual devotion. Situated atop towering rock formations, these monasteries offer breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape, earning them the name Meteora, meaning suspended in the air. Constructed centuries ago, these monasteries represent an architectural marvel, defying gravity and showcasing the dedication of their builders. Today, 6 monasteries remain active, each housing a small community of monks or nuns. Designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1988, the Meteora Monasteries attract visitors from around the world, drawn not only by their religious significance but also by their awe-inspiring location and stunning panoramas. In recent years, the Meteora Monasteries have experienced a resurgence in popularity, thanks in part to the proliferation of drone photography. These aerial perspectives capture the grandeur and majesty of the monasteries, enhancing their appeal to tourists and photographers alike. As symbols of both spiritual devotion and architectural brilliance, the Meteora Monasteries continue to captivate and inspire all who visit them. Casa do Penedo. The Casa do Penedo in Portugal is a truly unique and unconventional dwelling nestled between 4 massive boulders. Despite its relatively recent construction in 1972, the house exudes an ancient, prehistoric charm due to its integration with the colossal rocks and organic, irregular shapes of the surrounding structure. Inside, the Casa do Penedo offers rudimentary but comfortable accommodations, albeit without electricity. However, its peculiar appearance and intriguing architecture have made it a magnet for tourists seeking an offbeat experience. Unfortunately, the constant influx of curious visitors disrupted the tranquility of the owners, ultimately leading them to relocate. Today, the Casa do Penedo serves primarily as a tourist attraction, housing a small museum filled with memorabilia and photographs showcasing the region's rich history and stunning landscapes. Despite its remote location, the site has not been immune to vandalism over the years. To mitigate further damage, the property has undergone upgrades, including the installation of railings and bulletproof glass for protection. Ponte Vecchio. The Ponte Vecchio in Florence, Italy stands as one of the most iconic and frequently visited tourist destinations in the city. Translating to Old Bridge in Italian, the name barely captures the essence of this remarkable structure. Originally, it was the sole bridge spanning the River Arno in Florence until 1218, and the current bridge has stood since 1345, rebuilt after the original was washed away in a flood. What sets the Ponte Vecchio apart is its unique feature of housing small buildings and shops directly on the bridge, a tradition dating back to the 13th century. Initially hosting various types of shops including butchers, fishmongers and tanners, a decree in 1593 mandated that only goldsmiths and jewelers could retain their shops on the bridge. In addition to its function as a crossing over the river and a bustling marketplace, the Ponte Vecchio played a role in the lives of the powerful Medici family, who ruled Florence for generations. The Medici utilized the bridge to construct a corridor connecting their palaces, allowing them to traverse between buildings without mingling with the common populace below. This strategic corridor shielded them from the bustling streets and the unwashed masses, preserving their privileged status and safeguarding them from potential exposure to germs or disruptions. Matmata, Tunisia, offers a glimpse into a world unlike any other on Earth with its troglodyte homes. These remarkable structures, dug into the southern Tunisian landscape, serve as a link to the ancient past of this fascinating North African country and draw tourists from far and wide. Situated on the edge of the Sahara Desert amidst palm trees and olive groves about 20 miles south of the capital, Matmata's troglodyte homes are a network of centuries-old passageways and chambers. Inhabited by indigenous people for centuries and still housing residents today, these homes serve as living monuments to the culture and history of the region. Constructed without the availability of wood or stone, the homes were dug directly into the earth. This ingenious method allowed residents to escape the desert heat by seeking refuge underground, where temperatures remain naturally regulated. Typically, each home follows a similar layout, featuring a central sunken courtyard with a well, surrounded by small rooms or chambers connected by passageways. Access to these homes is usually through a ladder or tunnel. The unique construction of these underground dwellings raises the question, would you consider living underground like this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Sealand. Sealand is an offshore platform situated in the North Sea, approximately 7.5 miles off the coast of Suffolk. Its unconventional history began in 1967 when a man named Paddy Roy Bates declared it the Principality of Sealand. While Sealand is not officially recognized as a sovereign nation, Bates and his family, along with their associates, have occupied the platform since then. Originally constructed by the British during World War II, the platform was later used by pirate radio broadcasters before Bates seized control of it in 1967. In 1978, Sealand faced an invasion by mercenaries, but Bates managed to repel the attack, further solidifying its status as an independent entity. Despite its lack of official recognition as a sovereign state and its location within British territorial waters, Sealand has garnered attention for its unique status. However, its practicality as a living space may be questionable, given its remote location and limited access to amenities. Nevertheless, Sealand's unconventional history and status make it akin to playing on a grand scale, albeit with challenges such as limited accessibility and curb appeal. Villa Girasole. The Villa Girasole, built in the 1930s near Verona in northern Italy, stands out as a unique architectural marvel. Designed to mimic the movement of a sunflower, or girasole in Italian, which turns to face the sun throughout the day, this house rotates to maximize exposure to sunlight. The architect envisioned that this design would offer residents the health benefits associated with natural sunlight. While the concept is intriguing, the Villa Girasole's appearance resembles more of a power station than a flower. Nonetheless, it represents a bold and innovative approach to architecture, prioritizing the well-being of its occupants by harnessing the sun's energy.